doing schoolwork.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partners, Angel Diaz and Joe Hartley. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
What's happening?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Inner Network. On Mondays, you've got Raw with Mimi and Lump. Tuesdays is CTE with Chris Los and Travis. Wednesdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel. And on Thursdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Inner Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fellas, it's showtime. What's up?
Hey, Gene, what's going on?
What's happening, bro?
It's been a up and down kind of week.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I'm saying? Well, a couple of people I'm close to were dealing with some COVID issues.
Okay.
One in particular, his wife is still in the hospital.
Oh, man.
She's on 100% oxygen, but she's not on a breathing apparatus or anything like that. So, I'm going to pray for her and hope for the best.
Yeah.
I know she's going to pull through. And, the other thing is just this whole Oxford shooting business,
Man.
school and everything. So other than that, I mean, there's been some positive too. I got my Michigan win, and they're going to the playoffs, so I like all that. And the Lions got a win today. Holy crap!
Yeah. So you know what? I was happy about the Lions winning today, and they can lose the rest of the year for all I care. I just wanted them to get one win. That's it. It doesn't matter. They can lose everything else, and we'll be picking in the top 5 again. And hopefully, in the long run, we pick the right players to start going on the right way.
I gotta say, for as crummy as our team is, we have been in almost every game. There's only 2 games where we really got blown out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and so to not be able to finish is the same old Lions. So, what are we going to do if we actually get some players, some playmakers besides DeAndre Swift?
Yeah, I also think they're going to have to. I don't think we're going to make it far with Dan Campbell as the coach. I do not like his play calling. It's weird. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like, is he? I don't even pay attention today to see if he's still the offensive coordinator. Also, if he's calling the plays himself, I know he took over. Yeah, man. Even though they got the win today, did they really get it because they just outplayed the Vikings, or did they get it because the Vikings had a lot of people out on defense? So
a little bit of both.
Yeah. Bugs, how about you, man? How's your weekend?
My weekend has been. Honestly, it's been good. Haven't really done too much. This is probably one of the only weekends in a long time that I've kind of just chilled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of just getting myself mentally prepared, man, for these next couple of weeks and coming up for the new season. Doing a bunch of vision boards and all that extra stuff. So just getting myself right with all that mental balance, man. That's really what this weekend has been about. Just being balanced and kind of just finding my new motivation for this upcoming year.
Are you guys drained with work at this time of the year?
Yep.
Yeah, because I am too, man. I'm just kind of ready just for this year to be over with and start.
This is my peak season.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, this is my craziest time. This is going to be 7 days, 12, 14-hour days. Well, for me, nights. And it's every time I go in, it's what's next. So,
oh my goodness, and that's all the way until now. Does it slow down after the 26th, or does that go all the way into the new year?
No, slows down in February, but because of my but here's the thing: my daughter, because of her surgery coming up, I'm actually off the whole month of January.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good.
So you get a chance to recoup.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not getting paid for it, but I might get disability if I can figure out that. But other than that, but I'll take it. Family comes first.
Yeah, this is like a tough time for me too, bro. This is like just with the kids, and like I said before, man, they don't want to be in school because they know Christmas is coming. So it's just like it's like pulling teeth sometimes. So I'm definitely looking forward to that break, man. For real.
Yeah, I am too, man. I'm just kind of just coasting through work, and even with my karate students, I have some students who have taken off now, and they're going to take off for the holiday season, and they'll be back sometime in January/February. So I got a handful of kids, which is going to be interesting when January rolls around, because January, February, I always get a rush of new kids. April, I always get a rush of new kids, and then it's summer, which is weird because Joe, when we were coming up, summers were always dead for karate. Now my last 2 years have been absolutely packed with new students.
Summer was my favorite time to train.
Yeah. I mean,
you get a good sweat. You see, like, the people that are there, they're there to work. So that was always my favorite time.
Yeah, and when I was training at that time in the summer, man, I was training with my uncle all day. Like, he would pick me and Trav up and ski up, and he'll take us to the school, and we would be there literally with him all day, doing different things, training here and there. But then we might go do a demonstration somewhere, or we might go do a seminar, or listen to him talk somewhere, and then come back and do some more training. So yeah, I agree, man. Summer was always fun.
Does he still do the New Year's Day training?
I'm not sure.
Next time I talk to him, I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah, I used to hate that. Now that's one training session I hated, man.
Wait, do you know what that is, Angel? Have you ever heard this?
Well, no.
I did. Okay, so his challenge to everybody is to show up New Year's Day, come hell or high water, and you show up at Wayne State University. And we literally, right out the gate, we run a mile or 2 miles. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was 2 around the track. And then we go up and down the bleachers.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't even 10, 20 times, something like that. And then you go back to the club and do the sparring.
Well, there was also not just sparring, like there was combinations and things like that also.
Yeah. There was drills and sparring.
Yeah. So I absolutely hated it, man, because New Year's Eve we stayed up late. We stayed up late playing video games and watching videos and stuff, and have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go train at 8 was or 9, whatever time it was.
That was the challenge. That was the challenge.
I hated it, man. I absolutely hated it. But let's talk about the movie. So this week we're talking about Bruised, Halle Berry's movie. She starred in it, and she also directed the movie, which it's crazy to think about that she actually directed this movie also, because she did an excellent job as far as acting goes. It was no slipping in her acting, and she still managed to direct this movie and pull it off. Like, man,
how does that work? I wonder. I mean, you obviously got to have like a co-director or something, right?
Yeah, and also you have the director of cinematography, the person that's running the camera, and you do have a production assistant and things like that. I mean, I'm quite sure it was very, very tedious, because she would have to do the acting, and then I'm quite sure she would have to go back and watch, that shot that she got,
So like I started wondering. I meant to look this up and I didn't. I started wondering, like, because she's acting, right, and like because she knows like what she would get paid if she was acting for someone else. Like, oh, it's Halle Berry. So like, how does she justify her price for getting paid? Because she's the director. You know what I mean? Like, it's her movie.
Yeah, she's the director, but I'm not sure if she was the executive producer also. The executive producer is the main person. A lot of people, when they think about movies, they always talk about the director, but the director is not the boss. The executive producer is the person that puts everything together. They're the money person. They're the people that get the financing for it, and they're the ones who hire the director. So then once you hired a director for this movie, then you and the director most of the times go out and find your star for it. So I don't know. I didn't look to see if she was an executive producer. I mean, she might be an executive producer also on the movie. So I have no idea. I know following her on Instagram, she has been really working on this movie over the last couple of years, and she has been putting stuff out, whether it was her training or different pictures of her behind the scenes filming or
her,
whatever.
or her just going to every UFC event for the past like year and a half.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I heard about.
Yeah, she was. I saw her there. I used to wonder, like, I wonder what she's doing.
Yeah, I saw her there too, but I knew because I had already been following her on Instagram. So when I would see her there, I figured, she's doing like a lot what Denzel does. He puts himself in that environment, with whether he's trying to portray a police officer or if he's, doing any of those movies that he does. Like he actually goes and try and learn the person that he's portraying.
Imagine Denzel for training day. He ends up going to he goes out on like a shootout. Goes to like sell some crack. He's like, let me just get. I want to get in this role. I want to sell you some drugs just to see how this is gonna work.
I don't know too many police officers would have admitted to being corrupt officers and allowing him to follow along. I don't know about that one. But
I doubt that's too much.
So in the movie, let's talk about the movie, Bruised. Halle Berry is at this point when the movie starts, we see her. We actually don't see her. We're looking at the movie from her eyes, from her point of view, and we see her in a cage and she's fighting. And from listening to everything that's going on, she's getting beat up really, really bad in this first fight. And I guess she gets scared and she jumps over the cage and runs away. And this is and from the commentators, this is a UFC fight that she was in. It wasn't one of the smaller leagues. This is actually the UFC. And I'm quite sure
I think it was a championship fight.
Okay, now the person that she fought, the woman that she fought, is this the person who she fought at the end of the movie?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay. Because she kind of resembled her, even though they weren't showing us good glimpses.
Looked like her. Yeah, she looked like her.
Okay, cool.
No.
Okay, so man, I've never seen anybody in real life jump over the cage to get away from someone.
I've seen someone jump over the cage to go grab someone.
Yeah. You're talking about the Diaz brothers, and
no. I'm talking about Khabib.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Khabib is crazy.
I see someone jump over the cage to go mess someone else up on the other side. Poor Drake. He was about to get caught in the middle of a crossfire.
But that had to have been embarrassing. Like, I understood why she would have retired after that. Now, she was a 10-0 fighter, and I guess she didn't look like a 10-0 fighter in this fight that she's in. And evidently she loses the fight, and the next thing we know, she is, she's a housekeeper, and she's cleaning houses, and
she's a nanny.
Yeah, well, I guess they never really clarified. We just see her cleaning houses, and then there's a little boy there, and she's
her mom said, "Okay, her mom said you're gonna spend the rest of your life cleaning and nannying for rich folk."
Okay. Now this boy is she's changing clothes, and he's recording her, and she snaps and she loses it, and she takes him down, takes his phone and smashes it. She asked him for the phone. He did not want to give it back to her. He was like a little spoiled rich kid,
Yep.
Anything, Angel, would you have given her the phone?
But I
mean, if I've been recording anyway, he really got what he deserved.
Listen,
I get why she got fired, but come on, lucky she didn't smack him around.
Like
Yeah.
I personally, like I I feel like he did that, but like what she did was right. My whole issue was just like, it was just a push. Like she didn't like beat the kid. She could have beat
Now
him.
I'm going to come at this from another perspective because although we could argue this all day, maybe she should have been getting changed in the bathroom.
I could.
I thought
I
that
thought
was
that was the bathroom.
the door was just
No,
open.
she was just like she was
No, that
no,
was the
she was like
I
in
thought
the
it was the
kitchen
bathroom
to
and the
the
door was
side,
just
I
open.
thought.
the bathroom.
I
It was the
thought so.
bathroom.
Either way, then you should close the door.
Yeah, but this
It
wasn't the
looked
first
like
time. But this wasn't the first time that the kid had done this to her because she said,
Exactly.
"Did
More
you doing
reason to
this
close
again?"
the door.
Yeah.
it looked like that door wasn't gonna stop shit, dude.
Just saying.
Because I know she was in the bathroom because I saw a bathtub like behind her. So like I know she was
Okay.
definitely in the bathroom. But yeah, I get what you're saying, but that door wasn't stopping that kid. He was trying to see
No.
some little nudies and then show his boys.
So then she goes, and she's I don't know. They didn't really explain the scene.
She got the hell out of there.
She
and that was
did,
it.
and well, she stopped at a convenience store. She's standing outside of the convenience store, and she's smoking a cigarette. I thought she was waiting for a ride or something, like for the bus or something. But she was just hanging out, and a couple of guys recognized her from being a fighter, and they're kind of laughing at her because of who she was, and like now she's looking like a homeless person, you know.
More or less.
Yeah. Anything you guys got? Anything?
No.
Yeah. Did we give her name yet?
No, we didn't. Her name is Jackie Justice. That is her
There you
name.
go.
Yeah.
Interesting
Listen,
name choice, by the way.
Listen, I got a lot of issues with the name choices in this movie and the damn races of these people. I'm gonna put that out there now because we're gonna talk about it in a few seconds.
Go ahead. Like, what's your problem with her name?
With Jackie's name?
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't like Jackie's name just because I just felt like I don't know. This is just me. I just felt like it could have been more thought put into it. Just Jackie Justice, like give her a nickname, JJ, or give it something more of like the underdog story. Just Jackie
But
Justice.
Jackie Justice sounds more like a fighter.
It sounds like a superhero name to
me.
It
sounds like I was about to say it sounds like a superhero.
Or a wrestler. Like I thought like a wrestler. Like Jackie
like
Justice gonna get you.
I see that too.
Or like they should have called her the whole movie by like her nickname, whatever it was. That's what I feel like they should have did.
Yeah, I just did the Pretty Bull.
Yeah, like I feel like they should have said that. That's why.
Okay. Now she ends up getting tired of these guys talking about her. She just walks away. Now there was a old woman out there also.
Whatever.
Yeah.
She literally had we don't know what her name was. She didn't come up ever again in the movie.
That was strange. That was strange. I thought she was going to have something more with this movie, but she didn't.
I thought she was going to be the quarter woman at the end, but nothing happened.
Jackie ends up going home, and then we see her boyfriend is there, and his name is Desi. Now, I guess he used to be Angel. You got problems with this guy? What's up?
I have a real problem with this guy.
Go ahead.
Why was she sneaking around the house if she lived there?
Have you not seen him? But hold on. We're gonna talk about why I have a problem with him. Woo! I've been waiting for this one because I was hot the whole movie about this. He gives Puerto Ricans a bad name.
Oh my God! I know what you're talking about. You text us this.
I'm telling you, he gives Puerto Ricans a bad name. Okay, because first off, for the people that don't know, this dude Desi, he is Justice's fight manager / boyfriend / alcoholic / anger management abusive relationship type deal. So we already have, and I'm talking about us Puerto Ricans, we already have a stereotype that we are aggressive men in our relationships. Which
passionate.
Aggressive. No, it's aggressive. It's aggressive. I will.
I'm just trying to put it. I'm just passionate.
No, listen. With the way this movie looked, that was not passion. All right. So listen, Desi is there, and you can tell he's drinking. You can tell he just has like an attitude, a short temper. And my issue is like the whole movie, I just couldn't help that like his shirt was off. You see, he had the Puerto Rican flag on his chest. He had Boricua on him, so you could tell what race he is. And I was just like, man, like he is just giving us a bad name because we are known for like being aggressive people in relationships. We're known for hitting women. We are known for everything under the sun. And then he wants to sit there, and as he gets into an argument with Justice, he ends up elbowing his own drywall, says, I will never hit you, and then proceeds to take her clothes off and have sexual relations with this woman. The scene was about 15 seconds, and he was done. And for me, my issue is just like, one is Halle Berry. You don't do 15 seconds. Like that's unacceptable. Number two, my other issue is like, on top of you already made him look like he's an angry drunk. Now it looks like the first thing he's going to is sex, and he's just taking your clothes off in a forced way, borderline kind of rape. I was waiting to see if she was gonna kiss him, because if she didn't kiss him, I was gonna say, "Oh, this is just like what is going on here? Like this is terrible."
He kind of forced himself on her for that kiss.
He
Like
I
was looking at, I was looking at it, and she wasn't really kissing back.
She only did it like in like the last like 5 seconds until he, And now that's why I was like, yo, like this is like a terrible, like, oh man, she painted a picture of like a Hispanic man terribly. I mean, am I saying that a lot of people out there aren't like that? Nah, a lot of dudes out there are like that. They ain't got no life, X, Y, and Z. But not all.
I'm gonna put it to how I took it, because obviously you're used to those stereotypes. So you took it from that, but I took it as not an abusive boyfriend, but an abusive manager, which we've seen many of those out there in the UFC Invicta world, of these managers taking advantage of these women and putting them in bad situations. And you know what I'm saying? Giving them bad fights, pumping them up, giving them easy fights, and then watching them get killed in like a fight they never should have been in. And that's what he does to her. And I mean, just in the next scene, you know.
Go ahead with that, Joe. Since you already started, go ahead with that.
You know, after this this tumultuous relationship we see that they're in, they're both alcoholics, because she's putting alcohol in a cleaning bottle and spraying it into her mouth. So they both have problems. They both smoke like chimneys. So they both have, they're not in fighting shape, to say. And then the next night, he takes her to an underground fight. And she's basically like, she's not a fighter anymore. She's not in fight shape, and all that. He takes her there and acts like it's a surprise for her, and it's a good place, and everything. And she was pissed.
Right.
She told him, "I'll never forgive you for this." And he's trying to like make a quick buck off of her.
Why was he trying to get her to fight so badly? Like he even said, like he got rid of all of his other fighters just to manage her.
Because he thought that was his meal ticket.
Yeah, because of that 10-0 record, man.
He thought that was his meal ticket, but here's the problem. And the whole time in this movie, we don't know this, but we're unpacking why she walked out of that ring. And she'll tell us almost at the end of the movie. She tells us exactly what happened. And it makes more sense. It's still crazy, but it really does explain where her head was and why she walked out of that ring and never came back. But anyhow, so we're at this club, and what was the main event that was going? Some lady was getting tossed around.
Werewolf versus some Dominican girl.
Just a beast.
Then she painted a picture. Yeah, I mean, dude.
Was she German? Was she supposed to be German?
I think Russian.
Yeah,
because they said she didn't have a penis, so she's a woman.
Just picture a big, brooding Russian woman. Halle Berry's character even said, Justice basically said, that's a man.
Yeah,
and then the response
her
was,
her boyfriend looked at her and said, "No, she doesn't have a penis."
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, and this random fight just breaks out. Like so they knew that Justice was coming, obviously, and they wanted to see her fight, and she did not want to fight. She wasn't there to fight. She didn't even know why she was there anyway. She didn't know where she was, and they're trying
Until it was
to
too
egg
late.
her on. Yeah, they're trying to egg her on, and she's looking at Desi. He's not really saying anything. So he pretty much set all of this up from jump. And then Werewolf comes over and spits in her face. Like she takes, what was that, Jim Beam or something? Whatever that bottle was.
Alcohol.
And she takes she takes a big swig of it and she just spits it right in her face. She had no choice but to fight then. At that point in time, somebody spits in your face, you know.
I swear to God, it's like when New York fought Pumpkin on Flavor of Love. Oh, it was beyond like Donkey Kong, man.
That is such an old reference. I thought you were young. What the hell?
I swear to God.
Wow. How old were you when that came out?
I swear I was 8 years old watching it with my sister.
Are you serious?
Right, yeah,
I was gonna say because I was like 17, 18.
Right on her face. She grabbed it right by her hair. Boop! I was like, oh. That's what I learned. Don't you ever spit in someone's face. That's what happened.
Now here's the crazy thing to me about this part. So she spits in her face, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna get in the ring. There's gonna be some betting and everything because these people are here to make money.
That's what I was thinking too.
This became a street fight. I'm surprised they didn't stop it because usually in that situation you're like, oh no, we need to get some money on this before, but they just let it go.
Yeah.
This became a street fight straight up.
Right.
This was not a sanctioned fight. So she grabs Justice grabs a bottle or an ashtray or something, bops her over the head with it. Didn't even seem to phase her.
Yeah.
Now she's taking punishment, so she goes right into her grappling. She's trying to get a takedown and getting whacked on the back. Probably that shit would kill your spine. That looked nasty. And then she gets what did she put her in, like a leg roll? Into a leg lock.
It looked like a heel hook.
Like a heel hook. Rolls her up, goes from half mount to full mount right away. Her transitions were fantastic, by the way.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna sell that right now.
Beautiful.
She had really, really that's straight up that's hard to fake.
But that's what I'm saying. She had great jujitsu in this movie. Like no joke, man. Like looking at it, like Chris Walker would have been amazed. He would have loved this movie just because
she had picture perfect.
She had good roles. I mean, her transitions, her going from side mount to full mount, then to go half guard, her butterfly guard, it was awesome. She did really good in this, man. Really good.
Yeah.
Well, she got full mount on this big Russian lady, and I think she punched her about 2 times, and then she hit her with about 8 headbutts and all. I don't know if she killed her or what. She messed her up bad.
I'm gonna be real with you. I've never seen a movie that had that many headbutts. Like that was crazy. I was like, holy shit. Like
everybody stopped and just started watching. They didn't know what to say.
I would have had a concussion. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was nuts.
Yeah.
She messed her up pretty bad. I don't know what happened to that lady, but she was in the ER or worse. And then you know what? She basically got up and walked out of there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Some P. Diddy looking guy come over and he wants to all of a sudden get her back in the ring.
Yeah. And I'm trying to look up his name also.
Oh, Immaculate.
That was his name, Immaculate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Immaculate.
Makes sense.
And he ran Invicta
FC. Invicta FC. The feeder.
Now this was an actor, right? Because I never seen this guy before.
He was an actor, yes.
Okay. So I didn't know why. I didn't know why they didn't get someone that was really with the company to.
I mean, because Invicta is a real company.
Yeah.
No, Invicta is a feeder for UFC. There's a few sport karate people that have transitioned that have fought in Invicta. Bridget Chase, one that I know that's really famous over there. But think about the way she portrayed him. Who wants to take that role from Invicta? Like.
He seemed really shady, didn't he? Because he came up to them at the car and he was just talking real slick, you know.
Yeah, like man. Ain't no one gonna take that role from.
Hey, listen, company. He's a businessman. He knows how to motivate people.
He did it. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did.
He knew how to motivate people. But even his trainer, later kind of didn't. She didn't really care for his methods. They worked, but she didn't care for him.
Yeah, she didn't like him. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it was dirty.
Right. So after they leave, and they exchange cards with Immaculate. She seemed upset, but she seemed hurt also. She said to Desi that she would never, like you said, Joe, that she'll never forgive him for setting her up like that. And they end up going home, and on the way home, her mother is there, and her mother is like standing in the middle of the street because they stopped the car. And when she pulls over, she gets out the car, and she hadn't spoken to her mother in years. And her mother has a little boy, and this is her son that she left with his dad. We find out that the dad had been murdered, and his girlfriend had brought him, the little boy, up to what did they say they were from? New Jersey?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they came. So the little boy and the girlfriend came from Miami to New Jersey.
Yeah. The girlfriend was from Miami though.
And she left. She didn't know where the mom was, but she had an address for the grandmother. So she left the little boy with the grandmother. And then the grandmother, Justice's mom, brought the little boy to her. She looked shocked and surprised to see him. I wonder why she gave him up, or just did they ever explain that in the movie?
Yes, they did.
I missed it.
Yeah, they did. They just it was super quick. She just said she wasn't ready. With fighting and everything, she just wasn't ready to have a kid. And then it literally was like that towards that final scenes, she said it super quick.
Okay,
interesting.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else with this scene here?
No, not really. I didn't really like the. I didn't really I think I've told you guys this before. Like I really hate when kids are involved, and certain I feel like Halle Berry did a great job depicting the point of view from Manny and how he sees the relationship. Even though we don't get to hear him talk, you could just tell that he doesn't like abusive relationships. You could tell that he's been through some sort of trauma or abuse, because him just seeing it puts him in a very frantic state, and you could just see that in the movie. So I think she did a great job. I didn't like Desi's response to just having the kid there, that he didn't want him there, and they wanted the grandmother to take him. But obviously, again, like I said, he was a piece of shit type of person, so you couldn't expect nothing more from him.
Grandma was a piece of work too.
Man, don't even. We'll get into that. That was something else.
I'm sorry, but when Halle Berry's character, when Justice is your best option, because she wasn't all that great either, but out of the three, she was the best option. When that's your best option, there's a problem.
I was about to say, I kind of liked how she didn't. You never once really saw her run away from taking care of him. Her struggle was just, how am I going to do both? Take care of him and fix my life. But
she told the kid straight up, "I'm all you got."
I mean,
that's a little rough.
Okay, hold on.
She wasn't wrong.
Hold on. I'm not going to say it was right, but he wasn't talking. I would get pissed off if my own kid didn't talk.
No, I understand.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, I'm sorry. Real talk. If I had a kid right now, I really have my kid, let's say my nephew, right? And he ain't talking, I'm gonna look at him and say, "Sam, I'm all you got. Speak. If you don't,
guess what?
I don't know what to tell you."
Guess what though? With the older they get, the more they speak to you, the more they can say. You're gonna want them to shut up sometimes.
especially this kid. He might have just came at her with all types of things. Motherfucker, you left me with my dad and I ain't heard. Ain't no telling what he would have said to her. So,
he had a story to tell, that's for sure.
Manny was angry. Manny was like, you know what? You can't say something nice. You might not want to say nothing at all. So that's what Manny was doing.
Oh God. But yeah, so I thought that was good.
Did the grandma say he might have seen his dad get shot?
That's what I thought she said.
Say he did.
Yeah.
Say he did.
So that's where they're not talking. He's traumatized.
Yeah.
And now he's being ripped away from one family and going into another one, which he later at a certain point, Justice finds a cell phone in his backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pictures of him and his dad, and it's his dad and him actually having a good relationship. It looked like,
and him talking.
Yeah, so he obviously had a lot of trauma from that and was very shocked.
Yeah, actually, now we're seeing it. We're gonna have to actually explain what was on the phone because that's a big
Go ahead,
part.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Do it right now, Bugs.
So Justice ends up going through the bag that Manny came with just to see like what was there. She sees a cell phone, and on the cell phone, Justice sees her. I don't want to say ex-husband, but just like the baby daddy with Manny playing the piano, playing the electric piano. They're playing Stevie. No, it wasn't Stevie Wonder. It was just the two of us by who? Someone hit me up. I forgot who it was.
Oh, he's gonna throw me on the bus like this.
There's so many. There's a couple different versions. I know
No,
it wasn't the Will Smith version.
hell
No,
no.
no. Hold on. I don't want to say the wrong name. Let
Me
me just
neither.
double check.
I
Just
feel
keep going. Just keep
All
going.
right, so they're playing just the two of us on the piano.
Bill Withers.
Who is it?
Bill Withers.
Bill Withers. Okay, so they're playing just the two of us, and while they're playing it, you can see Manny talking, laughing. Jackie ends up crying, and you can tell that Manny was really hurt. Because you could tell that was like that was his best friend. You can tell that the dad was his best friend. So now now Jackie starts to cry because she, all the feelings come back, and she knows what that meant to her, what that meant to him. So what we end up seeing after that is I'm pretty sure she goes to the gym where Immaculate said she should go to go talk to Budokan, which is the head trainer there. She goes and talks to Budokan, and Budokan doesn't want to train her at all. Says she's too old, she can't fight, she's washed up. She puts her in there like an average fighter, and Immaculate kept saying like, "No, she's still got it. She still got it." What we're starting to see with that is Immaculate is looking at Jackie now as his meal ticket, which is kind of sad. So what he ends up doing is a terrible thing to do. He ends up telling the person that is sparring with Jackie to kill her and take her out, and she'll end up getting put on the card for Evicta. Doing that all just to get Jackie mad because when she fights with anger, she ends up doing way better. She does what she needs to do. And as that's happening, we start seeing Jackie pick up the pace, and she ends up taking it to this average level type fighter. And Budokan ends up telling Immaculate, "I don't like that you did that. Don't ever do that again." And now Budokan will start to train Jackie. Anything you guys want to put in on that spot?
Yeah, first off, I meant to say this at the beginning, but one of my favorite things about this movie is it gave me like a new age Rocky kind of feel to it.
Yes.
And it gave me like that. That's what, and I love Rocky movies. So this gave me just a real new age. The MMA. I like that it was a female. I like that it was a black female. I liked all these new aspects that we never got to see in Rocky.
I definitely did like that.
Yeah, and so this is probably my favorite part. And then when we get in the gym, it just gave me that feeling even more. You can kind of figure out they didn't really have a mech, but they had their own little players. I liked Budokan and what she brought. Immaculate, he was kind of the villain. And who was the older gentleman?
I don't know his name. I never knew his name. I must have missed.
I loved him.
Pops.
I loved him. See, of course his name is Pops because that's what his name. That's what his name has to be. Every gym needs a Pops.
That was a perfect name for him.
I really liked him, and I liked at the end how he was a huge part of how everything went down. So the fact that we're getting this gym training, and it's really we're kind of seeing that everybody has their demons to wrestle with. Even though Budokan kind of seems like she has it together, she shows the side later that she has just as many demons as Jackie. She's just learned to overcome them. And so slowly she's going to try and teach Jackie how to overcome hers as well and to help her get her shit together and make her a better fighter.
Let me ask you guys this. There's a part in this movie that I'm not sure if I missed, if they explained it or not. But Manny is not eating. Did they explain why he's not eating?
No.
He never eats at all. And
I don't think it was because he was pissed, bro.
Well, at first I was thinking, okay, since he's not talking, maybe he just doesn't like the food that they're offering. Maybe he's a vegetarian, maybe something like that. Because they were offering him burgers, pizza. They never, but then later he goes to boil some water and
Those two
to
hot
to
dogs,
heat up.
he threw a bread in there. That man looked like he was about
Yeah.
to have Sunday feast.
So I don't know what the whole not eating, because then later, like, he's eating junk food like crazy.
So I personally just thought he just wasn't eating because it was a new environment. He's just trying to get comfortable.
That's possible.
That's just personally, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was to go to another country right now, I'm not gonna eat all the food there. I'm gonna be very cautious on what I'm gonna eat. I'll still be trying to find a KFC in Jamaica or something. Like I would still do that. Just because I'm not trying to rush right into eating the food. God forbid you get sick. You know what I mean?
So we go from Jackie training, which I didn't realize that she was kind of doing this training behind her boyfriend / manager's back.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I thought he was on board with that.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. I didn't understand, like, because he wanted her to fight. Why didn't she tell him that she was, going to work with Immaculate? I
felt like she knew that I feel like she didn't want him to have any control of her training, and at the same time, she knew
because he tried to take over. He would try to take over.
I was just about to say because she knew that he would try to take over, and there'll be conflicts anyways. So yeah, and then also when we're talking about, so we just talked about how Manny went to go and he went to put food in, right, to eat for himself. Let's just talk about that scene real quick. Justice comes back or Jackie comes back with a piano, an electric piano, for Manny, and you could tell that's like the first step in her creating the relationship and the bond with Manny, and she got it for him. Then she ends up telling Desi that she's gonna fight for a title. Am I correct? Was that when she said?
Well, yeah, but I think he also gets into the paperwork that she had, basically making Immaculate her manager, because Immaculate don't want nothing to do with
Desi.
with Desi.
Yeah. So then they start arguing in the room. Manny starts to play the piano, which we started to kind of see him. He doesn't show emotion, but you could just see him doing something other than lock himself in the bathroom and putting a towel over his head. Like he's doing something other than that. But then in the meantime, he ends up almost burning the damn house down. Due to hot dogs to boil, he couldn't pull the pan. I got so afraid. I thought the water was going to hit him. So I was so afraid on that. I was just happy it hit the floor. Then he set the bread on fire, which then Desi comes in, ends up screaming, goes to attack Manny, and we see Jackie get in front of him, says to leave him alone. That's again where we talk about this stereotype. He's drunk or he's just angry. He just wants to hit something. He wants to hit someone.
Well, at this point in time, he had a reason this time to be upset because he's been in her corner this whole time, and now she's pretty much just fired him.
Yeah, no. She definitely had a reason. I just don't like just don't go for the little kid. But now we get to probably the biggest quote.
What did she say to him?
What
did she say to Manny?
Oh, I was about to say it. We got to the biggest quote of the movie. Yeah, we're gonna get to the biggest quote of the movie here. She tells Manny she'll never let Desi or anyone hurt him, and that big protects little. Right. And that is probably the biggest quote of the whole entire movie, which I thought was awesome. And then you guys go ahead, pick it up.
No, I agree. It was fantastic because that is 100%. She said, "I'm big, you're little. Big protects little," and that's the way it should be. Mm-hmm. And big should never go after little. So, yeah, I mean, Desi was wrong, and I'm glad she left the situation. Some people might have stayed in that situation, and I'm glad she left.
Yeah. So basically, let's just tell what happened. Desi ends up hitting Jackie. He ends up it's like a backslap or whatever.
No. It wasn't a backslap. He ends up Desi got mad at
he took the piano.
So basically what happened was Manny leaves the bathroom. He threw all his crayons on the floor, and Desi lost it. And he's like, get this effing kid out of here. This is all he does. I'd much rather have him be invisible. I don't want to see him here. He goes and then Manny starts to play the piano, and he grabs it and says, "I'm tired of you playing this." He goes to take the piano, and Desi goes to break it. Jackie knows that is Manny's like only thing that he has that he could feel comfortable with. So she goes to grab him to stop him from trying to break the piano, and he takes the piano and turns it at her and broke her nose. And
Okay. I thought he backslapped her with his hand.
No.
I thought it was an elbow, so we're all got different versions.
He hit her. He hit her with the piano, like he hit her with the plastic, like pa, broke her nose. And then he goes outside and smashes the whole entire piano. And that was when Jackie decided, man, I cannot stay in this situation. It's not safe for me or Manny. And then leaves, which, like how you said, man, props up to her. A lot of people would not leave in that situation.
But here's the problem. So where does she go now? She goes to her mom.
Yeah,
And granted, you leave one terrible situation. Yeah, you got away from some of this violence and bad situation. But now you got moms who is a little bit better, but mom's is a drunk. Mom is popping pills.
Yep.
Mom is a little bit obnoxious. And so you're not really in much better of a situation, but she really has no choice because she has no money.
Well, there is another choice, which is Budokan also, because they are starting to get close.
We find that out later.
No, this is the scene because actually, you guys kind of mixed two parts of the movie together. She brought the keyboard home, and you're right, and he was fixing the food and all that. But that's later on because Budokan and Jackie were looking at her fight coming up, or her opponent. Was coming up, and that's when he came in and he was upset. He seemed like he was just drunk. That's when he came in. Yeah. I just looked at. He does elbow. He back elbows her right in the jaw.
So it was an elbow.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it was an elbow.
I thought it was the piano. My bad.
Man, she should have been knocked out if he turned around and whacked her with that big ass piano.
I swear to God. I thought it was
but the elbow was. I mean, she should have been knocked out from that also. And we also saw Budokan and Manny getting close because Manny had been talking. Well, Budokan had been talking to him, and she was giving him different breathing exercises and things to do also, especially when he gets upset. So after Jackie gets, hit in the jaw with that elbow, she looks up and she sees Manny with his arms up, straight up in the air. And that's what Budokan told him to do. Pretty much when you're scared or if you get stressed out or whatever.
Yep.
And like you guys said, that she leaves and she goes to stay with her mom.
Now the other thing that we kind of missed over, but got to hit on real quick is she's doing the right thing to get Manny in school as well.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna, and that way she can train and not have to bring him with her or leave him with the mom or so. Once she gets him into school, she can kind of get a good routine going.
You are right, and you know what? That would have come with this a whole nother set of issues because the school would have been calling her because he ain't doing nothing. He ain't eating. He ain't talking. He probably just sits at his desk just looking,
Yeah.
So the school would have been worried and they would have been calling her to come up there to try and figure out what's wrong with him. I can't even imagine what she would have said because she doesn't know him. She doesn't know his history. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't have any documentation. She doesn't have the birth certificate. I guess she ends up getting it somehow in order for him to get in school. But she has nothing, so that would have been more added stress to her life. Also, I'm quite sure if we would have saw more, they would have touched on that a little bit.
So she ends up, we find out during her bit of training, and she's getting better with the training, but she still doesn't look great.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting better every day, but she's basically her jiu-jitsu looks great, but her stand-up, she needs to work on that a lot. And Immaculate basically tells her he's got a title fight, which I thought that was a little. So he's definitely not looking out for her. He's definitely just looking to make a quick buck.
But that's crazy because if he was trying, if she was going to be, his golden ticket, like why would he protect her? Like why would he just throw her to wolves and give her a title shot unless he thought that she could win.
True.
Because because
But
I believe that she had been out of fighting for about 4 years. I believe, right?
yeah, they said 4 years. But he motivates her by telling her just for showing up, she gets 10 grand. She can't turn that down.
No,
10 grand to her right now might as well be $1 million.
Yeah, because she has nothing.
Yeah.
And we see her starting to talk to Budokan, and they're getting closer. And they are going. They were having dinner one night, and she gives her address. Said, "If you need me, you can pretty much come stay with me also."
Yep.
And when I saw that part, I thought, okay, I know what's going to happen eventually.
I thought so, but I wasn't 100% sure. And I think Budokan felt that way at first, and I don't think Jackie was susceptible to it at first.
Right.
Because at first she was kind of like, "Don't touch me," da 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 da, and then all of a sudden she kind of fell into it.
Yeah. Now I think the only reason she kind of fell into it because she fell out with her mom.
True.
She decided that she couldn't stay there with her mom anymore.
But they were good for each other. They were actually good for each other, I thought.
Who, her and her mom, or her and Budokan?
Her and Budokan.
Yeah, I mean, because Budokan was a different type of friend. Like up to this point, we don't know of her having any friends. It's just her and Desi, and Desi definitely wasn't a positive influence in her life. Her mom definitely wasn't a positive influence in her life. So now someone's coming in who is positive, someone who can help her out.
But what I'm saying is, Budokan never gives us her full life story, but she talks about being a recovering alcoholic. So she had some demons. She talks about having a child that she doesn't get to see for whatever reason, and she kind of opens up. So what I'm saying is, she is this Zen person who meditates, who is a fighting trainer. She has her stuff together. She has her own place. She's overcome her demons, so she's trying to help Jackie overcome hers the same way she did, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything, Bugs? You got anything?
I just thought Budokan was a great choice for her, and I was heartbroken when they didn't stay together.
Okay, but I think she broke up with her because she had to focus on everything else, and she didn't feel good enough for her. But at the end, they were still together, just maybe not together.
No, man, they weren't together at the end. Nah, man, they weren't together at the end. No,
I don't know. You don't know that because they didn't hate each other. They were still talking to each other. She gave her a hug, so they might have been back together.
That was like a friend hug.
What did you guys?
Joe, trust me. Trust me. That was a friend hug. Trust me. I promise.
If you say so.
What about the scene where we see Jackie take the day off, and she just kind of spends it with Manny. They go to the movies. They fall asleep in the movie. Yeah, that was cute. And he's eating popcorn. So we finally get to see him eat something.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of emotional. Like as they're walking down the street, they pass by a store, and outside of the store, there's a radio playing, and it's playing the song "Just the Two of Us." And then Manny just sits down and starts crying. Man, that was pretty touching right there.
Yeah, it really was. And she started crying, and but it really brought them closer together at that point.
Yeah, it did.
I also want to say, man, I really thought Budokan and Jackie were gonna be together because in my mind, I was like, that's the relationship that Manny needs to see.
I did not want that to happen.
Oh, motherfucker!
I did not want that to happen. I just kind of wish they would have just kept the romantic thing out of it, the whole movie.
You saw it was going there. You saw it.
Yeah, I did. I was hoping I was going to be wrong. I didn't want that to happen.
All right. You didn't want to see it because you felt like it's like a typical fighting movie.
Yes.
Like
Yeah. Like they could have. Yeah, like I don't like that was it was almost predictable. I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah,
No,
I'll tell
no,
you
no.
what.
This is what I'm going to tell you. What I thought was going to happen because we're getting close to the end here anyway. So she actually does weigh in. She weighs in for the fight. She makes the weigh in. She gets into it with her opponent. The opponent is the Lady Killer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lady Killer, she had some kind of accent, didn't she?
Yeah. So,
Uh,
yo, to be real with you, I don't know how, because her accent was her being from Spain, because her last
I
name was
thought
Chavez,
Spain. Okay,
or
I was gonna say.
yeah,
So I
her last
thought.
name was Chavez. But it's crazy because in real life, her accent don't sound nothing like that.
I was gonna say, isn't she Australian?
I no, she's from New Zealand,
Oh, well, there you go.
right?
Probably.
The Tina
But
Shevchenko.
anyhow, so she gets to the fight, and this is what I thought was going to go down. I thought, because now they're broken up. She doesn't show up to the fight, so it's just Immaculate and Pops in her corner.
Now, hold on 1 second. We have skipped over a lot, but we're coming up against it, so we got to try and wrap up the movie. But this movie has so much into it, so you want to make sure that you guys watch it. And we're not going to spoil everything that's in the movie, but there's some key things that we missed out on. And I just want to really touch on it really, really quick. So we find out that Jackie and her mom's relationship is messed up because Jackie was physically abused by her mom's boyfriends. She said every boyfriend you had abused me,
And her brother.
And her uncle.
Yeah, and her uncle.
Now, do you think the mom was turning tricks?
I don't know what her mom was doing. At first, I did, but
that's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah,
To be
because
real,
she said
yeah.
she said that she was doing business. She was handling business out of the house, so that's why she didn't want Manny to stay there. So, but they didn't really went, too deep into it.
To be real, I thought she was turning tricks. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah, I just didn't know. And then number two, so the fight comes, and Budokan's not there. She does not show up. She doesn't show up because the night before, Budokan thought that they had a relationship going forward, and then Jackie tells her that she wants to pretty much focus on her life and the fight, and she doesn't want to lose focus pretty much.
Yeah, that's what
Just
they all
reasonable.
say.
Right. So we see Budokan leave the hotel room, and we just see her grab a bottle.
Yep.
And leave. I thought that she was going to OD. I thought she was going to take the bottle and get some pills and OD in the bathroom.
Oh, man, see, so you took it a whole different way. So
Yeah.
I took it as she wasn't going to show up to the fight, and then we were going to have, like, Jackie's in the ring getting her butt kicked, and then Budokan comes in at the last second.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
I thought that's where it was going. Me too.
I thought she was
but I was like, you could see it going there. You could see it going there, though, couldn't you?
I didn't think that way. I thought she was dead.
I thought that's what's going to happen. That would have been bad. So that's where I saw it going. But I'm glad they didn't do that to us.
I thought Pops knew she was dead because she was looking for him in the locker room, and he said, "He's like, it's crazy. I don't know why she's not here." And he was like, "Well, you got to fight, pretty much. You got to go out there and fight." So I thought,
but see, and that's what I said. I liked it better. I liked that I was wrong there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then I did kind of know how it was going to.
And I was wrong also. I was wrong also. She wasn't dead. She just didn't show up.
Yeah.
And she never really explained why she didn't show up, did she?
No, but she came back. She looked like she had a night. She did.
Her arm was in a sling. I think she had a Band-Aid on her head, and they didn't say anything.
She said it'd been a long night. Maybe there's a sequel. They'll explain it to us.
Maybe there's a few things they should explain in the sequel. But yeah, you're right.
I agree. So we're at the fight, and it's literally just Pops in her corner. He's the cut man. He's the coach.
He's everything.
He's everything, which I liked. I liked it because he didn't do much during the training. He just talked every once in a while. He had a few smart things to say. So then all of a sudden, like, he's the man at the end. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I didn't like it, though, because the only time we ever saw him actually say something in training was for striking. We never saw him saying that. And then even when he at the fight, he never said nothing on the ground. He barely said anything, really. All he said was
but the plan was you're with Budokan. The plan was you get her on the ground. That's where you're the best. You're not going to strike with her. Get her on the ground, and that's where your home is. Ground and pound, and work your submissions, which was smart because that's where her game was.
And you know what? The weight looked off between these two.
Yo, Valentina Shevchenko did not look like a flyweight. She looked like she was a damn near featherweight.
Yeah,
okay, but they told when they announced them, they both said they were both 125.
Yeah, that man. But that can happen in MMA. That can happen. I mean, you can cut an extreme amount of weight and then come back the day of the fight. But I don't know, man. I mean, it looked like Jackie should have beefed up a little bit more for this fight. Now, what did you guys think about the fight choreography? Because I liked it. It looked good to me.
I liked it too.
I thought to be real with you, I love the fight choreography, and personally, I'd give a lot of credit to Valentina and Halle Berry both. Valentina for her being able to do some pretty good complex transitions between going from heel hooks to half guard to butterfly guard. And then I was not expecting that Eminari roll from Halle Berry when she came out. I think it was the third or fourth round. She just came out and tried to take her down right away. Yep. I was like, "Ooh, that was pretty good." And like I said, man, just Halle Berry's jiu-jitsu was on point. The striking was not that good, but the striking wasn't that good from both of them. Like, I personally didn't like the striking from Valentina either, but I just thought it was really good jiu-jitsu. Really good jiu-jitsu.
Now, I know at some point in time they had to have fight stunt doubles, but I was looking for that. But the way this movie was put together, I couldn't see it. Like, it looked like it was all Halle Berry with the fight scenes. So that was
all pretty cool. Close up.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
An honest question now. This is gonna seem stupid. How'd you score the fight? Because I'm gonna tell you, I had it
kind of like how it came out. Like I didn't think Jackie was winning.
You didn't think so?
You go ahead, Joe. Because it seemed like she was coming on late at the end of the rounds, and she was almost winning the fight at the end of the round. But it looked like she was taking a beating for most of the round.
So I had her coming out with the split. I had her 48-47 with the split decision, only because every time Valentina or Lady Killer, every time she would knock her down or hit her with good shots, in my mind, Jackie was attempting more submissions and in the jiu-jitsu way, kind of going for the kill. Like, she was attempting submissions in each round. So I really gave it to Jackie. I gave 3, 4, and 5 to Jackie. I gave 1 and 2 to Lady Killer. That's how I would have had it. What about you?
But Joe? I think you could have given. I think 1 could have been a 10-8.
I give you that one. Yes. Okay, so
and I think that's where it would have been. Otherwise, I would have given it a draw, but I wouldn't have given it to Jackie.
Really? Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah. I was wondering.
Because I don't think Jackie got a 10-8 round, but that first round could have been a 10-8.
That first round really could have
been. Then it would have been, then it would have been probably 10-9, 10-9.
I didn't even think about that. That was good. Yeah.
Okay, so they have the fight. Is like we said, it's pretty good. And of course, Lady Killer ends up winning the fight. And Jackie looks upset. Well, she looks sad as she's leaving, and the crowd is appreciating her for what she did. And she comes back into the cage and puts her arms up with Lady Killer. So there's no hard feelings right there. You guys, did we miss anything? You guys have anything else?
Yeah. So earlier when I said that Jackie had explained why she ran out the cage at the beginning, she told Budokan during some pillow talk that they the day that happened was the day that her husband left with the kid.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, she said so she was in a bad mind frame. So then getting whomped on in that first round just made her get out of her own head. And we all know that any kind of sparring is 90% mental.
Yeah.
But I think she just freaked out and left.
See, I was still thinking up until this very second, I thought that she just gave up the kid. I totally missed that.
No.
So
Wow.
that's what she said. That's how she explained it to Budokan, and so it makes sense. It makes sense why that happened. It's still a little crazy to me, but I mean, and Budokan even said she still thinks that Jackie could have won that fight even after that first round onslaught.
So she was there.
She probably saw it
She probably saw it on TV.
because she was such a big attraction.
Got you. Okay. So I'm looking at the fight here. There's a couple rounds at the end. Like I said, Jackie is almost about to win, and she just couldn't pull it off. Lady Killer ends up winning the fight, and it reminded me of Rocky 1 because Rocky did not beat Apollo in that movie. The only thing about this is I wish Lady Killer would have had some other scenes leading up to the fight. Like in Rocky, like we got to know Apollo throughout Rocky. He just didn't show up at the very, very end of the movie for the fight.
True.
I wish we could have had some type of something between Lady Killer, either showing her training or her talking to her management team or whatever, something.
I agree with that. I wish I would have seen a training montage of her. So I agree with that one. That's definitely valid. Especially that you have a high level UFC athlete. Why wouldn't you not do that?
And the very, very end of the movie, what did you guys think?
I'm not gonna lie. Almost cried. I'm not gonna front.
See, my girl did. She was watching it with me, and she did at this part.
How do you not cry? It was such it was amazing.
Yeah,
well, Manny finally takes her hand, and he does speak to her.
Right.
We're not gonna tell you what they said. We're gonna tell you that he speaks.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Make him watch it. Make him watch it. He does.
I almost cried for real. I'm not even fronting. I really almost cried.
No, it was adorable. It was cute.
Yeah.
How did you feel with it, Gene? Me, Gene.
No, it was a sweet moment. And I don't know, man. I got more emotional after I had my son. I don't know if that happened to you, Joe. I don't know after you had your first kid. It was like
I never cried for anything, and now anything involving children.
Yeah, you get a little. You get a
commercials, anything. So yeah.
Yeah, Angel. So remember this in a few years when you have your first one. After that, stuff is gonna change, man.
Bro,
I don't. No. You'll be watching a commercial with a dad playing with his daughter, and next
all the time
you'll tear up.
Crazy.
It's
crazy.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought you were gonna say, Gene. When I said what'd you think, I thought you were gonna be like. You would have been like, "Why the fuck did you speak earlier?"
Oh no! I'm not gonna go off on a little handicap boy. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it.
He's traumatized. He's not handicapped.
Oh yeah, my bad.
He said a handicap. Yo, I can't, man. Oh, I can't.
That's how I was taking him. That's how I kind of took him. But now, did you see that meme? There's a meme going around on Facebook. I saw that said Halle Berry could never watch my kids, and it showed like pictures of her with children in a lot of these movies. Like it was a picture of her with this kid. It was a picture of her losing Isaiah. It was a picture of her from Monster Ball. And I'm like, damn, like all of her kids are all messed up and borderline handicapped. But I was just wondering if you guys had seen that meme. It's out there.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, you will. You will. All right.
Yo, so my grade for this movie was an A+ for real.
Really, yeah, I give it an A. I give it an A.
For me, it was like for it being her directorial debut, and then just the way the whole movie was like presented, everything. I really love this movie. It was really good.
I did enjoy the movie, but I am going to give it a B+. It left me wanting a little bit more. There's a few things I could have used for it, but overall, I did enjoy this movie. I really liked it as it was, and I always like Halle Berry anyway. So, and a B+ is good for me. So chill.
Do you guys think there'll be a sequel to this movie?
No.
I would like to. I wouldn't mind seeing the sequel.
I wouldn't mind either, but I wouldn't want her to be a fighter because they already established that she was older, and I wouldn't want to see her come back and win a fight. But if they take it and have her now being the trainer to someone else, I could dig that. I can get with that.
For sure.
I don't think you're gonna make a second one.
Probably not. You know, but this was an excellent movie for her.
If they make a second one, I want to see her be the trainer and Manny be the fighter.
Okay. Well, she ain't gonna have to deal with no talkback. I know that.
Yo. Oh God.
Anyway.
Hey, what are we doing next?
Oh, okay. So I got the next movie. We're gonna watch this movie, Jiu-Jitsu. It's with Nicolas Cage.
Where are you getting these movies?
Hold on. We talked about this movie. Me and Mike.
That just came out like a year or 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, a year ago. Me and Mike talked about this in our earlier podcast. We said, or it was either me and Mike or me and Jeff, and we wanted to watch this movie. I hope it's good because it almost looks science fiction a little bit. And I don't remember what the trailer was. I have to pull it up, but I just remembered that there was a movie named Jiu-Jitsu that I wanted to watch and review for the show. So we might as well do that one next. You know, I'm trying to keep Joe. I'm trying to keep Angel away from us reviewing a very buddies karate Christmas movie. You know, so.
Listen. Travis came up with that one Christmas Miracle. We have to see what that is. I have to know what that is. I don't care if it's terrible. I didn't even know there was a Christmas very buddy. This does look supernatural.
Yeah, so let's see what this is about, and then maybe we can get into the.
This is totally supernatural. Yeah. Every 6 years, an ancient order of jiu-jitsu fighters joins forces to battle a vicious race of alien invaders.
All right,
this is going to be terrible. I love it.
Let's get our katanas out. Let's start sharpening them, and then we can cut this movie to shreds.
Listen, we do great. When it's a bad movie, we do great reviews. I'm telling you that right now. So I love it. It looks awful. I love it.
All right,
I love it.
You guys got any closing remarks?
I got nothing to say, man.
Yeah, I do actually. Today I do. All in all, like I said at the beginning, I talked about these the school shooting. Talk to your kids about bullying. Don't be a bully. Stand up to bullying, and we need to create a better world where the bullying thing just needs to stop. You know, it's I'm not saying that's 100% what creates all this, but it definitely doesn't help it. And I got children that have been bullied. I was bullied growing up a little bit here and there, but it's way worse than it's ever been. So let's not be a bully. Let's all be kind to each other, like Gene always says, and let's make the world a better place.
Yeah, I like
that's
that.
Right. That's right. All right, so that's going to be it for Fist Kicks and Flicks this week. Once again, we reviewed the movie Bruised. Next week, we're going to talk about Jiu-Jitsu, see how that movie goes. Everybody stay safe, stay strong, and we'll holler at you guys next week. And I'm about to play my music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.